Hey guys, Transformation Charlie from Transforming Yourself, Others, and the World. Maybe the thumbnail gotcha. Carnivore is like rock and roll. Hence the background. I was a huge Rush fan. Yeah. I saw them so many times at concert. I think it was six times. Um, Big in Rush. If you haven't turned on to Rush, give it a shot. It is amazing classic rock. They called it indie. Um, but uh, yeah, you know what? Give it a try. Yeah, but let me get to what my point here. So, Carnivore is like rock and roll. Funny title. Okay, so here's my point. Um, have you ever noticed rock and roll? These guys, they just love one another. The band. I saw finally I came to understand it one time. I saw an interview, I can't remember who with anymore. And they were talking about like how much among rock and roll bands there's this kind of culture of honor. Like bands just love other bands. Like musicians just love other musicians. Um, Especially in the rock area, and I've heard jazz is similar. But I mean, have you ever really seen a rock band going, that band sucks? Or I don't know why anybody listens to them? No, never. And yeah, you never see anybody going like, that guy needs to learn to play guitar. He's like way off or whatever. They're like so honoring with one another. And what I love is they like wear each other's t-shirts, and um and they're promoting one another's music, and they're going, I'm digging this new album for this band that just got released. I'm totally loving on it. And man, I'm just this is my they were my influencer and they influenced me, and they've all got this like culture of like, dude, rock musicians as a whole are all awesome. All bands are really cool, and they just had that. And I've always loved that about rock. Um, and so when I decided it's time for me to start, you know, dropping some weight 3 years ago, 4 years ago, maybe before COVID, I don't know. Fauci Roma. Um, I started looking for ways, and because I gotten it, I finally gotten it that just exercise. That done it most of my life. I think I've told you in other videos that I was semi-professional, two different sports, racquetball and cycling. And in the middle 30s, no, middle 40s, um, got got from 105 kilos down to a race weight of 82 kilos to run the Cologne Marathon. Ran a good time, not an excellent time. I wanted to run faster, but got a good time of 4:21. It's okay. Um, and uh, and shortly thereafter, kind of the exercise came to an end. I got an injury. I wanted to keep going, but I injured myself, and then the steam was out. It was all gone. There was no motivation anymore, and so I just kind of stopped. For and then that's when kind of the weight gain began, slowly at first, and then it topped off last year at 133. But and some of that with 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 keto as well. I'd have some success, and then I talked about in the last video um where I just fell off the wagon with carbohydrates, and within a very short time had all the way back plus. So I saw something in the low carb, high fat thing that worked, but I just hadn't gotten it yet. The carbs were tripping me up. So, and at that time, I got so much knowledge from YouTube and the internet. Yeah, I was watching Dr. Berg, Dr. Eric Berg, and I got so much information from him. Another guy that's even more sciencey than Dr. Berg is Tom DeLauer, really great guy. And I learned so much from him. And if keto would alone would have worked for me, then they would have been my home. Yeah. But this culture among keto people is like everybody's doing their own thing and they learn and they talk about themselves. They don't have so much to think where other keto people are supporting one another and yeah, probably because keto is more accepted and a much bigger market would be my guess. I don't know, but that wasn't so much there, but I really enjoyed it. So, um, and then the end of last year, so November, December of last year, as I was starting to look into carnivore, I just fell in love with the community. And I'm not just talking about, I'm kind of like a little bit more involved with the Dr. Ken Berry community because my wife tends to be a little bit more carnivore. Still, I mean, a little bit more keto. She still thinks that she likes those vegetables and fruit and um and some of those carbohydrates still. So she buys the meat with the high fat, but can't eliminate the other things. So she's goes a little bit more of the keto way, which is also Dr. Berry. Um, but he himself is carnivore and he has a little subdivision of his whole community that is carnivore. So this fits our family really well. Um, and so that's why we're there. But what I love is it's a relatively small community yet. And what I mean is the whole the realm, the carnivore realm is still, excuse me, relatively small yet. And so um what I love is, you know what? The carnivore people, they're a lot like rock and rollers. It's so cool. They, you know, they 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 wear each other's merch sometimes. Um, they are on one another's podcast. Yeah, the people like, of course, Dr. Ken Berry. I've spoken about him. That's kind of where we're a little bit more involved. So Dr. Kills, what an amazing dude. He's like he's doing um how women can, can get pregnant that are having problems with it, and the lion diet. What an awesome. He's got a beautiful community. And Sean Baker, the dad of carnivorism, the papa of carnivorism is Sean Baker. And he's on everybody's show, on everybody's podcast and gets all kinds of information. Kicked it all off, of course, with Joe Rogan, but he's everywhere. He'll give everybody an hour to do an interview or a question answer series or whatever. You've got from Homestead How, you've got Terry, one of the nicest guys, and he spends all his time giving shout out to all the people in in the carnivore world. They're all on one another's podcast, and he gets all of his knowledge. He's not a doctor, but we all grow in, he's in the process of learning it and getting all the information. And so he's getting all these people on the show so we can learn at the same time he's teaching the people in his community. Um, but on the other hand, he's the total visionary and is doing this movie about 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 healing through carnivore, which is the angle that nobody else is going. And he's an amazing guy. And everybody has him on their show. And there's from this Rena from 5 Minute Body. Amazing. She does a great job. Everybody loves to do her show. She's got everybody on her show, and that's amazing. That's really, really, really cool. You've got the steak butter girl um, from the steak and butter podcast. That's a really cool podcast. She has this community is on her show so often. We've got Dr. Anthony Chafee, awesome guy. Love the science aspect of it. Was really deep in the science. I love how he understands that vegetables maybe aren't so much meant for us. Um, and but he's not jamming around anybody's neck and tells them you're not doing your keto is better than you can't do carnivore, then keto is better. You know, um, but really loves the science of it. Really cool testimony through his professional rugby. How many years did he do it as a professional rugby player as carnivore alone? 5 years, I believe. I mean, insane. And he's on everybody's show doing question and answers. Um, and they're on his show, and it just works awesome. Excuse me. Um, so and we've got Kelly Hogan from Zero Carb Life. I know I've left somebody else. I know I've left all kinds of people out, but those are the ones that came to my mind as I was making my list. These are all people that are absolutely abandoned to the carnivore life and abandoned to helping all the other creators, all the other people that want to help people. And for me, I look at that and I just go, that's rock and roll, baby. That's a culture of honor. That is a culture of, I'll just call it all hands on deck, right? Hey, we found a way that we believe is actually that a way that can actually help the world. And we don't have a moral looking down on people like the vegans do, who judging people. We just have this, we have found a solution and we think it's exactly what you need. And and that's the way they live it. Like, people, come, let's do this together. I'll go along with you. And they will go along with you. He'll come from our show and he'll visit my show and he'll do the question and answers and answer the medical questions that I can't. And yeah, they're all giving their knowledge. They're all sharing their testimonies. And it is a growing community because of the love, because of the culture of honor, because of the encouragement amongst one another. That's one of the things I've really grown to just love. I love that about the carnivore realm, community, space, whatever they're calling it these days. And I think it's simply amazing. I just think it's really amazing. I really love it. I love that they're not really attacking one another. I love that there's differences and they're okay with the differences. Even carnivore is a spectrum, right? From the lion diet to carnivore, allowing milk products. There's a spectrum, and nobody's judging anybody. And that is just, where does that exist? Where? Online, yeah, you just get canceled. So I think it's really exciting. I really love it. I hope that that's something that you can maybe start appreciating if you haven't noticed it yet. It's like carnivore is rock and roll, baby, and it is amazing, really amazing. So hey, that's what I got for you today. Transformation Charlie, and we just really are. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you hit the here, right over here, yeah. So hit the like button, subscribe. That'd be really awesome. And hit the bell so that you know when I've uploaded a new video. So, guys, I just want to thank you, and I hope you're having a great day. Rock and roll, baby.